I've manifested more than $700,000 by doing Joe Dispenza's meditations every day and by immersing myself into his teachings. And I absolutely love his quote, "Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership." But no, that's not what today's video is all about. Today's video was inspired by a blog post that Joe Dispenza published on the 16th of December 2022 and by countless of my clients who doubled, quadrupled and 10x'd their income by using this manifestation technique. And that's why in today's video I reveal the one manifestation technique that will change your life and the 5 planes of this technique that inevitably turn you into a super manifestor, how you have to live, act and feel in order to easily become the richest person in your social circle, all while helping hundreds of people, and how I manifested thousands of dollars by treating my friend to a Tomahawk steak, and how you can use the same principle to get rich even if you are a vegetarian. Now, what if I told you that one quote in one Joe Dispenza blog post completely transformed my financial reality and therefore changed the lives of hundreds of people? And I went to 3 Joe Dispenza week-long advanced retreats. I've been doing his meditations for 5 years, and on top of that, I went from making less than $1,000 a month to making more than $30,000 a month with his meditations. But there is one quote in a blog post published on the 16th of December 2022 that completely transformed my financial reality. And that's the following quote: "Wealth becomes abundance when it's shared." And this quote is so profound that even the universe is fascinated by it. Whoa, this is incredible! In this blog post, he also shared with us that giving, when it's done in love, should feel like receiving, and therefore it's the emulation of the divine. So in other words, when we give, we signal to the universe that we have more than enough. We let the universe know that we are so abundant that we can share our wealth. And this then inevitably leads to us receiving more from the universe, because the act of giving feels like receiving. Our internal state is always reflected in our external reality. And this leads us directly to this powerful manifestation technique. Give with an open heart on all 5 planes of generosity. And while we will be diving deep into all the different planes of generosity that you most likely have never even heard of, we're going to start with something that might resonate with you deeply and that you've already thought about. And that's the first plane of generosity. Financial generosity directed to others. And here are some practical examples. Example 1, you give in person when the universe guides you to the right opportunity. And since my spiritual awakening in the year 2020, I had many of these experiences. And one of the most profound experiences I had was where the universe guided me to help a little girl who was really sick. And I then covered her medical bills, and she made it, and this is one of the most blessed experiences I ever had. And this leads us to example 2. You donate to charities that you believe in. I personally give to charities every month, and I specifically focus on charities that provide education and housing for children in need. And I also only donate to charities where I know the owners and where I know that the money is used for good. And maybe you want to let me know what good causes you believe in. Let me know in the comments below. I promise that I will reply. And this leads us to example number 3. You are generous with your friends and family. And I'm not talking about giving money to them whenever they ask, because this can actually stop your inflow of money, because then you're afraid that they will continue to ask and you have to give even though you don't want to. It's about giving when it feels right for you. It's about giving experiences. To give you a very specific example, I have one friend who's not the most affluent person because he still refuses to believe in manifestation and to listen to a Joe Dispenza meditation. But I know that he absolutely loves steakhouses, or let's say not the steakhouse itself, but he loves steak. And then one evening we just wanted to go to a kebab place, and I then spontaneously decided, yep, I'm gonna treat him to the best steakhouse in town, and we're gonna order the Tomahawk steak, which is the crème de la crème of the steaks. And he then looked at me like, are you serious? And doing this made me feel incredibly good. It made me feel abundant because I saw the joy in his face, and we had a wonderful evening, and it just felt good. And remember, the more abundant you feel, the more in love with life you feel, the easier it is for you to attract the life you love. And this leads us to the second plane of generosity that also has to do with giving money, but in a completely different way. I can confidently say that 99% of manifestors believe that giving can only lead to more abundance when you give to others. But what about giving to yourself?
Yeah, he's got a point. Let's see where he's going with this.
And yes, I'm talking about rewarding yourself so that reaching the frequency of abundance will be so much easier for you. Because here's the truth. The act of giving something to yourself sends a strong signal of worthiness into the field. You are worthy to receive. Otherwise, you wouldn't be the one giving and receiving. Now you open the gates to receive even more from the universe. And this leads us to the second plane of generosity. Financial generosity directed to yourself. And here are a few practical examples. You treat yourself to an experience that allows you to touch your future. And I have to give credit where credit is due, because YouTuber and personal trainer James Smith shared the experience of touching his future on a podcast, where he mentioned that when he just had the right amount of money for a first-class ticket in his bank account, that's when he spent all his money on that first-class ticket, which sounds really weird and illogical and irresponsible, but for him this was his way of touching his future. And then he knew that he wanted this experience again and again. And don't you think it will be so much easier for you to visualize yourself being in first class when you've actually been in first class already in your physical reality? Example number 2. You invest in your current self to become your future self who lives in the future you desire. This could mean investing in books or courses or coaching or even university classes that are in alignment with the reality that you want to create. And by you investing in yourself, you are sending a signal out into the field that you are ready to step into this reality. Example 3. You give money away for experiences that make you feel abundant. And this could be going to the gym that's a little bit more expensive, but that makes you feel so abundant. It could mean that you treat yourself to a relaxing massage every week. And while you get the massage, you repeat in your mind, I am so abundant that I can experience this. And it can also mean that, just like me and my friend, you every now and then go to a delicious steakhouse or to the best vegetarian restaurant, whatever rocks your boat. And because you'll reach the frequency of abundance during each and every single one of these experiences, more money has to flow to you. And if you're ready to reach the frequency of abundance so intensely that new business opportunities, new job opportunities, investment opportunities that allow you to double, triple, or even quadruple your income can find you, then I invite you to go to affirmation2manifestation.com/abundance, or to click on the first link in the description to find out more about my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program. Now, what if I told you that there are other ways to be generous that have absolutely nothing to do with money? And one of these planes of generosity is something that I discovered on my journey of manifesting, and most people would never even think about the fact that this helps you to create way more money than you can possibly imagine. So here's the third plane of generosity. Spiritual generosity dedicated to your ideal self. And here are the exact practical steps that allowed me to use this plane of generosity to become a more powerful manifestor and also a better human being. Practical step 1. You live by example to inspire yourself and others. In his book, You Are the Placebo, Joe Dispenza shared with us that when we laugh when everyone is angry and when we give when everyone else is in lack, that's when we become supernatural, and that's when the universe becomes your best friend and greatest supporter. Practical step 2. You are generous with the energy that you send to others. You can open your heart and send love energy to others. There are countless people who do this every day in the coherence healing groups from Joe Dispenza, and I also do something similar for my clients of my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program, where I send energy, abundant energy and intent and manifest for them every day. Because here's what Neville Goddard said in The Secret of Causation. Anytime you exercise your imagination lovingly on behalf of another, you have done the right thing. Practical step number 3. You are generous with the time you invest in your spiritual practice. And my clients often ask me why I still meditate 2 to 3 times a day. And I then say this: I meditate 2 times a day and often 3 times a day because I know that 1 hour of effort in the spiritual realm are worth 100 hours of effort in the physical realm. Be spiritually generous. It always pays off. And you might want to practice your spiritual generosity with one of the, or even many of the, more than 60 guided meditations and hypnosis files for manifesting love, health, and money that you receive as one of the many bonuses for investing in my audio program, the 11 Days to Manifestation Mastery program. And you can find out more about it by clicking on the second link in the description. And the next plane of generosity is especially important for people who want to manifest a loving relationship, who want to manifest their SP, but it can also make you insanely rich. So now imagine the following scenario. You have a really bad day and you're walking through the street all angry like, oh God, I hate everyone and everything, nothing goes right. And it's so bad that even the universe is scared of you.
No.
And then it happens. You see a happy couple, and what is your first thought? Most likely not this.
Oh, jolly, I'm so happy for them. I wish them a lifetime of happiness. Phew.
It's most likely more like this.
Why can't I have such a relationship? I want this relationship. Oh, Gollum, Gollum.
That's not how you manifest your dream relationship, and it's also not how you manifest abundance. Because the moment you feel resentment, you are sending the signal out into the field. And then the universe has to respond. If it wants to or not, it has to respond with an experience that makes you feel even more resentment. And this leads us to the 4th plane of generosity. Relational generosity directed to everyone you interact with. And here are some practical examples. Example 1. You generously celebrate the joy of others, even though you might be struggling. You see the happy couple in the park, but you haven't been in a relationship in decades. Try your best to feel happy for them, because only then can you experience happiness in your life. Because only then can the universe send you situations, people, and circumstances that make you happy. And one of these situations, one of these people might be your dream partner. What if you see somebody getting out of a Ferrari? Be careful, no jealousy. Because only if you feel happy for them and feel abundant in this moment, thankful that the universe sent you this beautiful sign of abundance, only then will you be sitting one day in a Ferrari. Or if you're like me and you don't care at all about cars, then you'll have the money to buy one or anything you want. Practical example number 2. You support your friends and family emotionally when they need you. This sends the signal out into the field that you are in alignment with love and you're giving with love. And in his intensive course, Joe Dispenza shared with us that when we create from the energy of I'm in love with life, then we create the life we love. Practical example number 3. You see everyone as you. We are all one. What you do to others is what you do to yourself. What you think about others and feel towards others is just like a gun that you point at yourself. So every time you're angry at someone, even though logically you might be in the right, that anger is only destroying yourself and your own body. Now there is one more plane of generosity left, and it completely changed my life. And so many of my clients of my 8-week one-on-one coaching program ask me if it's okay that they share what they've learned in the program with their spouses, with their boyfriends, with their girlfriends, their wives, their husbands, and I will always say, until the end of my day, yes, it's totally okay. And this leads us to the 5th plane of generosity. Intellectual generosity directed to the improvement of our collective consciousness.
Oh, now it gets deep.
Yes, it does. And here are the 3 pillars of this plane of generosity that not only allow you to manifest your dreams, but generations after you. Pillar 1. Live a life of creation and purpose. Reach the frequency of love, of abundance, of freedom, until the universe provides you with one idea after another that allows you to create something that makes the world a better place and that leads to joy for so many. And this is something that I've experienced, that the more I immersed myself in Joe Dispenza's meditations, no matter if it's the tuning into new potentials meditation or synchronizing your energy to abundance, the more ideas were flowing to me. I received direct downloads that allowed me to create wonderful things, and you can experience the same. Pillar number 2. Fall in love with life every day. Do something that you love every day. It can be something small like going for a walk or watching the sunset, but do something that you love every single day, because as Joe Dispenza said, when we create from the energy of I'm in love with life, that's when you create a life that you love, that by definition has everything in it that makes you love your life. And when you live this life, it will be so much easier for you to uplift others, to help others, to inspire others. Pillar number 3. Share your wisdom and knowledge with others. So as I mentioned before, you have my permission to share everything that you've learned in my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift coaching program, with your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And if you want, with your husband and boyfriend at the same time, or with your girlfriend and wife at the same time.
Okay, now he's getting in trouble.
And yes, you can also share what you've learned from this video. In fact, share this video with somebody. And maybe you want to share it with your worst enemy and torture them with my German accent. But I just know from my own experience that intellectual generosity will not only make you feel more love for life, but it will also help others, inspire others, and just make the world a better place. And if you are ready to draw more abundance into your world, then I invite you to go to affirmation2manifestation.com/abundance or to click on the first link in the description to find out more about my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift coaching program. And on this page, you can watch countless video testimonials from previous coaching clients, and you can then also find out more about what awaits you in each session. Also, the very special bonus session that you get for joining this coaching program this month. And yes, I really manifested more than $700,000 with Joe Dispenza's meditations. And if you decide to watch this video next, then you'll find out exactly how I did it.